good day. So today I'm drinking some berry tea, talking with an accent. Might change it up here in a minute. Really just depends. But our talk today is going to be on science and spirituality and what needs to change. That's it. Science, spirituality, and what needs to change. So if you are a scientist, I'm calling you out. Debate me. This is going to be a channeled message, as per usual. You might notice some eyelid fluttering or other things that might freak you out. So just you can listen and don't look. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. Really helps my page to keep growing. Love you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Okay, are we ready here? Science and spirituality. Science is of utmost importance in our world right now. There's many technologies and things that are changing, and science is at the forefront of the possibilities that can be brought in within the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, etc. years. Now, the divide between science and spirituality has been extreme. There's an extreme gap that is there. This gap has to do with the consciousness aspect of science that is taken into account by some scientists, but for the most part is not considered when experimenting. The placebo effect is very prevalent. It's been proven, it's been shown, but yet, even knowing this, that even doctors agree that up to 78% of the ailments that they see are psychosomatic, all come from consciousness. They know this, and yet still, because science doesn't understand it, it becomes an area of misunderstanding, no understanding, and it's just left. Your world is made up of electromagnetic particles moving at a rapid rate to create the visible manifestations that you see in front of you. Nothing in this world or universe is actually solid. It all contains what scientists deem space. This space is the loving intelligence of creation. When scientists can let go of their lurid imaginings and set aside indoctrinated beliefs about the functions and processes and the why behind it. Consciousness, conscious awareness is the why. This is why the only difference between your skin cell and your hair cell is the intelligently designed work that it performs. It is this awareness, this knowledge of what it will become, that is the all-important factor in creation. Its own awareness of itself. This awareness can be noted in every single process that occurs, whether it is chemicals or mixing or particles coming together in an intelligently designed and purposeful way, There are many examples I could give here. As I said, everything operates from this universal intelligence of awareness of self, of its purpose. Everything purposefully has been created just for you. There is nothing in this universe that does not have purpose. Therefore, if one could look at this, that everything truly does have purpose, and you could know that the universe is not actually solid, that it is vibrating particles that come together to create the visible matter in which you perceive. If you could fully understand what this means, it means that our creations that are visible matter have come from the vibration of the electromagnetic particles that reside in and around you and surround you in your environment. Therefore, intentionally, through actual intention, through thought, motivation, and action, these particles can be changed. This node of creation is how Jesus performed his miracles, through this intelligence knowledge. He knew that that bit of space that is in those vibrating particles that surround you, he knew that this bit of space was intelligent and that it was divine, purposeful intelligence. And this divine, purposeful intelligence knowledge was that of pure and perfect love. He knew that the only reason why cells break down, why there's damage in and around in your environment, is because of the various thoughts you have taken and therefore created actions behind them. He knew that the purpose of creation was to be healthy, healed, whole, happy, loved. He knew that the only barrier between this outcome in your visible world, seen through visible matter in your earthly experience, he knew the only difference between having that and not having that was thought. And the electromagnetic pulses that radiate out of your body, creating visible matter through this thought, which eventually, of course, creates action as well. He knew this. I myself have experienced this as well, firsthand. I understand it so deeply. Therefore, examine your thinking. If you have a life that you have created for yourself that you do not enjoy, and you feel your life is bad, examine your beliefs. There will be a belief that my life is bad. And you might say, but it is. Visibly, it is appearing to you though you are the creator of it. It has been your creations through thought, words spoken, and actions that have created your current environment in which you reside. If you want to change it, Start by shifting your focus. Find the things that you do like and refuse to look at the things that you don't, until you temporarily and intentionally put yourself in a position where you can rid yourself of the old mental poison that has led you to where you're at this current moment. A period of mental cleansing is an absolute must, a necessity, if you want to visibly see a change in your outer world and visibly experience those changes you've created. Critical thinking must be done to examine your mind. I want you to notice how these words affect you. We must rid ourselves of criticism, judgmentalism, anger, violent impulses, devious dealings, slander, lies, outbursts, angry outbursts, violent impulses, gossip, when you think about these words, if they apply to you, if this is something you have not mentally cleansed away from out of your ego drives, you might feel defensive in hearing those words. This feeling of defense is resistance to what is meant to come to you. In order to heal that resistance, you must heal the criticisms, the judgmentalisms, the devious dealings, the violent impulses, the lies, the slander. When you have cleansed yourselves of these things, the guilts of the past and the shames, there will be nothing to defend, and you will not create resistance. I'm going to turn my attention to NASA, space, the Space Center in particular. Many experiments go on daily, all day long, all night long, in the Space Center. These experiments are done to examine the results in a zero gravity zone. But I will tell you this much. The results that you get from any science experiment are based purely on consciousness and the beliefs behind them. So, for example, if you have one scientist who is creating an experiment and he is just following instructions, his consciousness might not play a very big factor in the outcome of the experiment. However, if you have a scientist or a team of scientists who are creating experiments and they have a powerful belief behind it, it will alter the outcomes they receive. any back information, any it should turn out this way, we believe it will turn out this way, is an impulse of vibrational frequency that sets in motion and tells the electromagnetic particles how to perform an act. Therefore, most of the science experiments that we do and perform and see are based purely on belief. This is consciousness made visible. Visible manifestation of our consciousness beliefs. Therefore, science must study the matter, the visible matter, and the electromagnetic particles in their various forms, and perform many experiments using consciousness intention, using a wide range of ages, sexes, education, and have these experiments performed in an unbiased way. Sorry, there's something going on outside. Consciousness is everything, and until science decides to study what the space and its actual function is, and it notices how intelligent this space is, how within the living cell this space takes in the nutrients that it needs and excretes the toxins that it does not need once it has used what it needs. How does it know to do this? It has conscious awareness of itself. This is how. It has knowledge of what its work becomes. To excrete toxins, there is an intelligent force behind it. If it did not excrete these toxins, the cell would die. Once science studies the why functioning of the space, science and spirituality will be able to come together in a harmonious way. Us as members of the spiritual community, perhaps having no basis in science, can help in this way by continuing to manifest. This is showing the invisible laws of the universe. And the more we do this, and it becomes unexplainable by science, science will take an interest in it because they want to know everything. So our function as the spiritual community is to manifest. This is all we wish to speak on today. I wish to speak on today. So thank you guys for tuning in here. What do you think about science and spirituality? We could make a lot of advances when we come together. You know, when you have two pieces and they're separate, you can only do so much. You can do this and you can do this, but when they come together, there's so many more things that can be achieved and can be accomplished. Anyways, hope y'all are having the most wonderful day today, and I will see you guys in the next video, hopefully tomorrow. Keep me accountable. Love you guys. Bye.